your side.
Tonight on Nightline, 3 minutes of hell. A brutal mass shooting and at least 14 people are dead. For the first time, the survivors talk about the horrifying moment when the gunman opened fire. Rampage nightmare. We talk to the mayor and the police chief about exactly what happened inside the building and the hero receptionist who played dead and may have helped save others. Portrait of a killer. What could have driven the gunman to snap? We're live from the scene of the shooting with new clues about his murderous motive.
From the global resources of ABC News, with Terry Moran in Washington, Martin Bashir and Cynthia McFadden in New York City, this is Nightline, April 3rd, 2009.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Terry Moran. Tonight, it's Binghamton, New York, in shock and sorrow. Another horrifying crime that's become all too familiar. A heavily armed gunman, angry enough to open fire on innocent people, desperate enough to take his own life. And in his murderous wake, several casualties, survivors scarred physically and emotionally for life, a city stunned and saddened, and the whole world wondering why. It happened again today in the normally quiet city of Binghamton. Dan Harris is there tonight with the latest. Dan?
Terry, good evening. Most of the victims today were immigrants, people who came to this country to pursue the American dream and ended up getting caught up in an all-too-American nightmare, the mass shooting. Tonight, we're getting some fresh insight into what happened in that building behind me earlier today from people who were in there and survived it.
Shots fired.
Just randomly started shooting.
People still inside.
We don't know if there's any more survivors.
And now at this point, we've got SWAT team going in.
Ambulances, police cars, nobody can get down there.
A day of carnage and chaos in the small working-class city of Binghamton, New York. The target, a community center filled mostly with immigrants. Today's mayhem started shortly after 10 in the morning when the shooter, identified by authorities as 41-year-old Jiverly Voong, pulled up to the American Civic Association, a place where immigrants and refugees come for counseling and education. In an act of brutal premeditation, Voong allegedly used his car to barricade the back door of the building and then entered through the front, opening fire.
The suspect had put a car against the back door, blocking any possible exit by possible victims, and he entered through the front door.
Voong came here prepared to kill, armed with 2 heavy-caliber automatic pistols. He was also carrying ammunition, a survival knife, and a flashlight. According to one woman who was shot and survived, Voong started his rampage by shooting several people in the reception area.
A lone gunman entered the building, immediately shot her and another receptionist. Unfortunately, that other receptionist is deceased. He then went to a room immediately off the reception area and shot several more people.
In that room, Voong allegedly killed 12 people, all of them in another citizenship class. At 10:31, the first 911 call came in from the woman who survived the shooting in the reception area by pretending she was dead.
After he shot her, she went down to the ground. He went into a room off that reception area, shot several people, and as he exited, he went down the hallway in the building. She crawled underneath the desk, and sometime after that, she called us.
The police were there in 2 minutes. The gunfire had ended at that point, but the SWAT team proceeded with extreme caution.
It took the SWAT team several hours to clear the place due to information that kept coming in about possibility the shooter may still be in the building.
Police quickly established cell phone contact with the more than 24 terrified people who had locked themselves into the building's boiler room.
The balloon, boom, boom, and all together come in, you know? Yeah. Oh, it's very scary.
26 people took refuge in the boiler room in the basement. A very trying time for them. We had to repeatedly reassure them over a matter of a few hours, do not come out, we will come and get you.
They didn't really know what to think. Everyone was worried and lost, and they were just scared, and they didn't know if they were going to survive or if the people are going to come attack the basement and just kill them all, or if they're going to get help.
When you're in a situation like that, 3.5 hours, and you think it's possible you might die, where does your mind go? What kind of things do you think about?
He didn't really know what to think, whether will they die or survive or anything was possible. There was no really ideas coming up in his mind, and just everyone was so worried and stressed out and scared. And
You must be extraordinarily relieved to be home with your family tonight.
ты очень, наверное, очень рада, что ты тут сейчас с семьей дома.
Конечно.
Of course.
By early afternoon, police led the survivors out. At this point, SWAT teams controlled the building, and they found Boong's body on the first floor, his hunting knife jammed into the waistband of his pants. He had killed himself. By roughly 2:30, it was over. The reaction from around the world was swift. In Europe, President Obama called today's shooting an act of senseless violence. And when Vice President Joe Biden informed the crowd at this speech in New York, the shock was apparent.
Shot and killed up to 12, 13 people.
Meanwhile, back here in Binghamton, they were starting to absorb the immensity of this crime.
Tragedy. I can't believe it, you know? It's usually real peaceful around here. I just can't believe it happened.
Today was an incredible tragedy where 12 or 13 of our citizens have been assassinated.
You don't expect things like that to happen here. You really don't.
The cigarette, they saved my life.
Konstantinos Negros was in the center just before the shooting, but stepped out to have a cigarette.
I started lighting the cigarette, I hit the shotgun, too, and I ran away.
Tonight, we're learning more about the alleged shooter. Boong is from the nearby town of Johnson City. By late in the day, police were searching his home and interviewing his family. ABC News was able to reach a woman by phone who said she was Boong's sister. She said her brother went to the center today to take classes. Quote, he shot those people? No, I'm going to pass out. Once again tonight in America, we have a small city thrust upon the national stage as a result of gun violence, leading New York's governor to question this seemingly endless cycle.
On March 11th, in Alabama, a man killed 9 people, 4 of them members of his family. On March 22nd, in Oakland, California, 4 police officers were slain in the same day by a suspect. And now here in Binghamton, we probably have the worst tragedy and senseless crime in the history of this city. When are we going to be able to curb the kind of violence that is so fraught and so rapid that we can't even keep track of the incidents?
Following the now all too familiar rhythms of these grotesque events,
community is the only way we survive these things.
the people of Binghamton tonight held a candlelight vigil, while those who survived reflected on a horrific day.
Свободно, то я и этому рад.
It's a good country. It's free and everything's really good. It's just we lived here for 11 years and we never even thought of anything like this could go down like that.
It's interesting, we heard similar sentiments from a lot of survivors today. They said despite what happened in the building behind me today, they still want to be American citizens. But of course, Terry, the big question tonight, the burning question is why? Why did Gibberly Boong allegedly do this? What was his motive? And at this point, we simply do not know.
Thanks, Stan, for that report from Binghamton. When we come back, we'll have an interview with the police chief and the mayor of Binghamton and new information about the shooter and what might have motivated him.
ABC News Nightline, brought to you by TD Ameritrade.
You want your retirement to take you from here to here. But with all that's been going on these days, the path may not seem as clear as it used to. Maybe it's time to talk to TD Ameritrade. They'll give you retirement guidance that's focused and objective, offered by people who care more about giving you help than a sales pitch. Why not talk to one of TD Ameritrade's chartered retirement planning counselors? They can help you find a clear, straight path from where you are now to where you want to be.
Call, click, or visit a TD Ameritrade branch to open an easy IRA today.
Every question on there, is very descriptive of yourself and what you're looking for.
eHarmony asked me things about myself that needed to be asked.
So I like the system. I like that it does the work for you. It really does.
You just got to take your time. You have to fill it out honestly. I finished my questionnaire for eHarmony on September 6th, and I was matched up with Lee on October 2nd.
It all starts with the eHarmony questionnaire. Log on today and review your matches for free.
Dad? It's time. You did a really nice catch for somebody. Please.
Just for Men takes 5 easy minutes, targets only the gray hair, and can start something great.
Yes!
just for men.
Math is the only language all human beings share.
Math can better predict financial markets.
Stop a pandemic.
Tell us how jets fly before we even build them.
Math can help us make the world work better.
Here's an equation that can help you get to work on time.
Math can do anything.
Predict mutation.
It's the economy.
Protein folding.
Telematics.
Math can make the world smarter.
Smarter houses.
Smarter medicine.
Smarter systems.
Grocery stores.
Supply chain. Math solves problems.
That's what we're working on. I'm an IBMer.
Let's build
a
smarter planet.
Overstock.com is an online department store where everything's always on sale. You can save up to 70% on furniture, down comforters, digital cameras. The whole order will ship to you for just $2.95. Overstock.com, at home with Theo.
It's the video that captured America's heart. And tonight, for the first time, Ben and Jimmy reunite.
Oh, sorry, he's mine.
Plus, a special performance by Lily Allen, Jimmy Kimmel Live, all new, coming up on ABC. Spurs Cavs and Suns Mavericks, Sunday on ABC.
When it comes to free gifts, no one delivers like Sleep Country. Right now, during Sleep Country's free event, you get free sheets, free pillows, free bed frames, free delivery, free setup, and free removal of your old set with purchase of selected Simmons, Sealy, Tempur-Pedic, or the Sleep Number bed. Don't forget, 12 months free financing. Hurry before Sleep Country's free event hits the road. Guaranteed comfort, best selection, lowest price.
There will be many questions for the people in Binghamton, New York, as the initial shock of this morning's horrific shooting turns to grief, and for some, to anger. We're joined now by two people who will play a key role in guiding the city through this difficult time. Police Chief Joseph Zukoski and Mayor Matt Ryan. Gentlemen, thank you very much for being here on this awful day for Binghamton. And Chief Zukoski, let me begin with you, if I may. What can you tell us at this hour about the shooter? Who did this?
Well, what we know at this time, it's a Vietnamese immigrant, we believe. We're just about at the stage where we're willing to be 100% sure of that. We understand that when he left a residence, he said he was going there for a class, and we're trying to determine just exactly who he is and what his motives may have been.
Okay, the Associated Press is reporting that one of the victims had a self-inflicted gunshot wound and that he was carrying an ID identifying himself as Jiverly Vong. Is that the person that you're focused on here?
I'm not sure. There's been, and I don't know how they're reporting that any wound was self-inflicted. We believe that is the case, but we have not determined that either by visual observations or by an autopsy itself.
Okay. Mayor Ryan, let me ask you, where were you when you learned that the shooting was underway? What did you do? What was your reaction?
Obviously, I was actually just trying to call the chief on another matter and found out that he had gone to the Civic Association and ran into one of the captains in the hallway, and I said, something doesn't sound right, and he said, yeah. We rode over together and found out pretty quickly that this was a horrible tragedy for our city.
And Chief Zukoski, you mentioned that the Vietnamese immigrant that you are looking at told someone he was going there for a class. Do you have any other information about a possible motive here?
No, we don't. We do have some information that he may have recently lost his job and that he did not speak English, and that's one of the major things they do at the association is to prepare people to become citizens and to speak English, and that he was frustrated about the way people were treating him, that he couldn't speak English, and that's the information we're getting so far.
And the receptionist that you discussed in the press conference who played dead showed remarkable courage there in calling 911. What can you tell us about that person tonight?
Well, she is a hero. She called 911, kept us apprised of what she knew was going on, fed us information, description of the assailant, was very brave, hid underneath the desk. Originally, she, as we talked about, she played dead. Once she thought it was safe, she was underneath the desk, she called us, and she played a very important role in helping us secure the situation.
All right, as the siren goes off there, Mayor Ryan, let me ask you, as the mayor of this city, have you got any idea, is there any possible answer to the question of why? Why Binghamton, why today?
No, I think when something like this happens, we have a very safe city. We had one homicide all last year. This is just a complete anomaly for this city, but we may never know the real motive behind this. We're going to plan a citywide vigil tomorrow and start the process of healing and try to help these families and friends of the victims also heal their lives.
All right, Mayor Matt Ryan, Chief Zukoski, thank you very much for being with us tonight. Good luck as you go forward. Our condolences to you and the city.
Thank you very much, Terry.
And we'll be right back.
Tired of morning coming in the middle of the night? It may be time for 2-layer ambient CR. The first layer dissolves quickly to help you fall asleep, and unlike other sleep aids, a second dissolves slowly to help you stay asleep. Until you know how ambient CR will affect you, you shouldn't drive or operate machinery. Plan to devote 7 to 8 hours to sleep before being active. Sleepwalking and eating or driving while not fully awake with amnesia for the event have been reported. In rare cases, severe allergic reactions can occur. If you experience any of these behaviors or reactions, contact your doctor immediately. Side effects may include next-day drowsiness, dizziness, and headache. It's non-narcotic and can be taken for as long as your prescriber recommends. Like most sleep aids, it has some risk of dependency. Don't take it with alcohol. Wake up ready for your day. Ask your healthcare provider for 2-layer ambient CR.
Morning movies. Morning. You've all been picked. You're all heading out. Netflix members have made a list of the DVDs they want to see. They'll receive their movies, you guys, in about 1 business day. Now, with never a late fee, they can keep you as long as they like. And now, for no additional fee, they can watch some movies instantly on their TV. Let's move it, people. You too, romantic comedy.
Netflix. Rent as many movies as you want for only $8.99 a month. No late fees ever.
Another deadly shooting spree. With so many, you may think, if I only had a gun. And next Friday, if you had a gun, would you be able to defend yourself in a crisis? If I only had a gun. A Diane Sawyer 2020 special. Next Friday at 10/9 Central.
It's Shoe Week at Ross. The latest fashions for men, women, and kids. You won't believe the selection, and you won't believe the savings. 40 to 70% off department and specialty store prices. Shoe Week at Ross. The savings are unbeatable.
Day after day, you seem to get less and less value for your dollar. And day after day, your garage seems to get smaller and smaller. At Public Storage, $1 still gets you a great value. Just $1 pays for your first month's rent. We have a variety of storage spaces to choose from, so even in today's economy, you can still get a great value and regain your space. Call 1-800-44-STORE today or click on publicstorage.com to reserve your unit. Public Storage, the real storage experts. Call 1-800-44-STORE.
Do you love bourbon? I mean, like, do you really love it? Like, to the point where you think about it constantly? Me too.
The Kentucky Bourbon Burger. New at Carl's Jr.
The best brands, the most popular models in home entertainment, they're here now at Home Video Library Electronics. Find Sony Bravia with advanced digital HD processing to create outstanding high-definition viewing.
If you shop around, you'll be glad you found Home Video Library Electronics.
My name is Jill Austin, and I've been a client of Mr. Maid for 15 years. Mr. Maid cleans my house every week. If I find any other maintenance type things that need to be done, I call them before I call anyone else. Having good health in my house is important to me. I have asthma, and I'm certain that the duct cleaning has made a difference in my allergies. It's really wonderful to have all these services available in one place. One call, and they can do it all. And the price is right. It's a great relationship.
It's Shoe Week at Ross. The top brands have just arrived. Styles that you never expected to see at Ross at savings of 40 to 70% compared to department and specialty stores. Shoe Week at Ross. The savings are unbeatable.
Nightline continues from Washington with Terry Moran.
It is supposed to provide life-saving treatment to those with HIV, but in a cruel twist of irony, this drug is having the opposite effect for many in South Africa, a country with one of the highest HIV rates in the world. Too many are abusing it simply for the high, and that just might compromise the HIV fight. Jim Sciutto now with this report.
This is the illegal drug sweeping the townships of KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa. It is cheap and powerfully addictive.
I think we lost your friend.
He's okay now.
We witnessed the drug's effects up close on a 17-year-old addict we'll call Joshua. A high school junior from a middle-class neighborhood in Durban. He said his parents would kick him out of the house if they knew. And yet he smokes every day before and after class, despite his dreams of becoming a doctor.
Describe exactly what you're feeling now.
It feels like you've got no problem at all. Like yesterday, if you killed a person and you smoke this thing, you won't remember that you killed a person yesterday. It's so cold now. I want to sleep. I want to sleep like cool.
The drug they're abusing is meant for something very different. It is the antiretroviral efavirenz, when taken properly, part of a life-saving treatment for HIV patients. When crushed and smoked, a cheap high with no medical benefit.
They just finished smoking, and it's pretty clear they didn't have to hide. Everyone in the neighborhood seems to be aware of what they're doing, and the same was true when they went to buy the drug.
South Africa has one of the highest HIV infection rates in the world. In KwaZulu-Natal province, the highest in South Africa, 40%. For the infected, antiretroviral drugs, or ARVs, are the only thing standing between life and a painful death. The tragedy here is that this drug is so cheap and plentiful thanks in part to a well-meaning effort by the American government to distribute ARVs, a program which has helped extend the lives of more than 200,000 AIDS sufferers. But as the medical director of one U.S.-funded clinic told us, ARV abuse is threatening to turn this HIV success story into a health crisis.
How do you feel about that as a doctor?
It's extremely frustrating. It's extremely, discouraging, because on one end, you're trying to fight this epidemic that has ravaged the world so much, and the results are catastrophic.
How ARV abuse began is uncertain. Taken as prescribed, efavirenz can cause vivid dreams. Someone, possibly an HIV patient experimenting, discovered that smoking the drug greatly enhances those hallucinations. Today, some of the illegal drugs come from HIV patients selling their own life-saving medication for profit. Others are stolen from patients and pharmacies.
Pharmacies here have bank-like security. The drugs are kept behind vault doors. There's another locked gate here, and that's because they have enormous black market value. Just one container like this worth $60 US. The whole shelf, $3,000 US.
There is somebody who's
selling them.
Driving through the townships, an HIV worker showed us the extent of the black market in ARVs. She saw drug dens everywhere. One she identified had children playing right outside.
The man here, he owns the house.
Yep.
He builds all those rooms.
Right.
He sells.
He sells. So he's built rooms in there for people to use the drugs.
There's one room where his customers stay and crash and do things.
Crush the pills and then smoke them.
The few police we saw did nothing. In just 3 years, ARVs have grown from a niche drug abused by a small number of HIV patients into a widespread addiction, increasingly among young people.
Many ARV abusers are teenagers as young as these students. In a neighborhood like this one, you'll find dealers on almost every street, selling to students during school hours and just after.
Yes, that's how it goes.
In his house that doubles as a drug den, we met one of the dealers face to face. Dinda, he gave us a false name to hide his identity, told us he earns many times what he could if he could find a job.
But these are drugs that should go to people who have HIV.
Because nobody can give you that money. While I'm sitting at home, I have to go and do something for myself.
Recounting a story that's not unusual in the townships here, he told us he's the only one of 8 siblings still alive. The others all victims of HIV or gang violence, leaving him to take care of a large extended family.
And what does your family think?
I'm unemployed. For all these years, I'm not working. If I can stop this, we can all suffer. You see?
Yeah.
So they shouldn't blame me for what I'm trying to make a living out of.
For the families of abusers, it's a very different story. ARVs are powerful enough to turn even young people into violent addicts. We met Dudu, who told us her 21-year-old son steals from her to pay for his habit.
Dudu, it must be a horrible thing to be terrified of your own son.
Sometimes, if I said I'm going to call police, he said he will kill me.
He said he would kill you. He threatened you. You believe him when he says that?
I believe.
Yeah.
Now, South Africa may soon face a deadly consequence of ARV addiction. By smoking the drug, abusers are in effect giving HIV a small taste of antiretroviral medication. Not enough to kill the virus, but enough for it to potentially develop resistance to the drug.
It's almost educating the HIV.
Educating the HIV, exactly. And so you'll find that we have a second epidemic emerging, an epidemic that we cannot control with the current drugs that we have.
45 Rand.
Back in the drug den, the teenage addict Joshua told us what happens to HIV patients isn't his problem.
Does it ever make you feel guilty?
But then,
using drugs that are meant to help people with HIV?
I feel guilty sometimes, but I know that what I'm doing is wrong, but what I've started, I must carry on.
The cemeteries of South Africa are already crowded with victims of HIV. Now, a new danger is threatening to put the country's best defense up in smoke. I'm Jim Shudo for Nightline in Durban, South Africa.
Well, that's grim. A potential public health crisis there. Thanks to Jim Shudo for that. And when we come back, are guns the problem, or is something bigger at work? That's the subject of tonight's closing argument.
In 5 days, be on the lookout for a different kind of cop show.
If you're trying to kill yourself, do me a favor. Don't do it when I'm around.
ABC's The Unusuals, series premiere, Wednesday, 10/9 Central after a new Lost on ABC.
Time has run out. That's right, folks. The giant quitting business sale at Home Collections in Salem is over. It's the final day. The sale doors close forever in a few days. All reasonable offers will be accepted. All remaining stock will be sold at up to 76% off. Open today. Yes, today till 8 p.m. It's your last chance to buy name brand furniture at the price you want to pay. Everything goes up to 76% off at Home Collections Furniture in Salem. Don't dare miss it. Visit WestonKia.com or call 503-676-2100 now so you can save on remaining 08 inventory that must go this month. New rugged Kia Sorento SUV, 30% off MSRP. New 08 Kia Sedona minivan with a 5-star safety rating, 30% off MSRP. Even new 08 gas miser Kia Rio, 30% off MSRP.
Come see us today at Oregon's #1 volume Kia dealer, or give me a call. Just ask for Dan.
Get to WestonKia.com today or call 503-676-2100 now.
K2 News This Morning on your side with breaking news and headlines. Live traffic tracker, storm tracker weather.
Plan your day with an accurate forecast.
K2 News This Morning starting at 4:57 a.m. on your side.
I know feet, and I personally know the agony of foot and back pain.
The pain of plantar fasciitis is terrible.
Saw doctors, went to physical therapies, and nothing worked. The Good Feet system is uniquely designed to realign the foot to better support the foot and your body for pain-free comfort, balance, and support.
With the Good Feet system, I was instantly pain-free.
Visit the Good Feet store in Tigard and now in Salem. Online at goodfeet.com.
I don't only recommend the Good Feet system, I wear Good Feet Arch Supports.
Did you know that wall and ceiling cracks can be an early sign of foundation problems? Did you know that your damp basement or crawl space can cause serious mold and allergy problems for you and your family, as well as increasing the cost to heat your home? Did you know that Terra Firma can provide solutions to all these problems? Call now for a free inspection by your local expert. You're on solid ground with Terra Firma. Price guaranteed, work guaranteed. Call Terra Firma, 452-4049.
The world's biggest carpet mill asked us to sell 3 truckloads of their finest carpet while it lasts. Get 3 rooms of carpet installed with pads starting at $599, or the whole house for just $12.99. It's going to go fast, so hurry and marry.
Dial 503 Carpets.
New information and updated stories. KT News at 11 on your side.
And it's time now for tonight's closing argument. Columbine, Virginia Tech, now Binghamton, the litany of some of the places where guns were used to carry out deadly massacres. The sale of firearms has actually jumped significantly across the country because some people are concerned that the Obama administration will tighten gun regulations. But gun owners say that enforcing existing law, that's the real answer. So tonight, we ask you, do you think our country's gun laws make mass killings more likely to happen, or is there something else, something in our culture at work? Well, we're already hearing from many of you about this on the Nightline Twitter page. Joe KSPR writes, it's not the gun laws, but a trigger-happy, violence-prone society. LSDSR writes, moral values and consequences for a person's action have failed to be taught. And DBLDEE writes, perhaps it may be time to look at amending the amendment. Tell us what you think by clicking on the Nightline page at abcnews.com, the Nightline Twitter page, or at my Twitter page. And that's our report for tonight. Jimmy Kimmel Live is...
Placed our old bathtub with a new one, complete with a beautiful wall surround. Call 1-800-BATHTUB today about the nationwide sales event. Financing with huge discounts, no money down, no payments, and no interest for a year. Rebath is fast, affordable, and guaranteed for life.
Call now, 1-800-BATHTUB for a free info kit. That's 1-800-BATHTUB.
New at 6, looking back at 150 years of history in Oregon. Tonight, the impact here when Martin Luther King was assassinated. Hear from a Portland activist about the changes he's seen and the work left to be done.
You're still an activist? Oh, always will be. Always will be. The fight has to be fought.
The movement still alive 41 years later at 6.
What a beautiful day for an outdoor birthday party, and that's exactly what was going on down at Pioneer Courthouse Square today. The square turned 25 years old, and to celebrate, free birthday cake to everyone and anyone. I know Brenda Braxton, Russ Lewis, and Drew Carney helped give away 2,500 slices during the noon hour. The cake came courtesy of the bakery at Portland Hilton and Executive Tower. The party continues all month long with a special square exhibit showcasing the creation of Portland's living room.
I like those slices, too. They were cutting nice, big slices.
What a day for it, too.
It sure was nice. Nightly News is straight ahead. The controversy over the revelation that Lawrence Summers, White House economic advisor, accepted hundreds of thousands of dollars in speaking fees from bailout banks.
Plus, making a difference, how one community has created its own stimulus program to help revive their economy.
That's next on Nightly News.
We'll see you back here at 6.